Every time we turn on a light bulb, we're using an invention that we credit to Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, of course, was the famous grandfather of electricity, the person who lit up the streets. But the truth is that he wasn't the only one solving this problem. At the exact same time Thomas Edison was filing his patent for the light bulb, there were Canadians doing the same thing. There was a guy in Britain doing the same thing, and another American trying to race him to build the first light bulb. What's fascinating about discovery and innovation and entrepreneurs is that they often coalesce around the same time, around the same problem. And there's a very simple reason for that. When a problem is obvious, we can create lots of different solutions to try to solve it. The difficult part is identifying that problem. As we think about creating value in solving a problem, there's multiple ways that we can go about finding those problems. The first way that we want to talk about is looking at your own life. So one of the things you can do is exactly what we did during the LEAP process. What's a problem that you have, something that you want to solve? Then you ask yourself the second question, are there other people like me who have this same problem? If you're close to the problem, if it's personal for you, if you understand what that problem is, it's going to be a lot easier for you to solve it. The challenge for you is to validate or to confirm that other people have the same problem. So you're not just building for yourself like you did in the LEAP, but you're actually building for a community of customers, a segment of customers who have that same problem. Now, a second way to find problems is using the inspiration from the Pablo Picasso quote, "Good artists copy and great artists steal." Look around the world. What are other people trying to solve? Just like Thomas Edison was building the light bulb alongside other people, there are companies that are trying to solve problems. As you look at those companies, what you can do is actually unbundle their ideas. So you look at what they've built, take that apart, and which piece of that can you make better? So if you imagine in the coffee shop example, we might think about this coffee shop serving coffee in a traditional way where you go up and you buy it. Post-pandemic, we might think about maybe people don't want to walk into a coffee shop in the same way, right? So can I solve this problem of giving people coffee and a great start to their day in a socially distanced way, right? Can I have a walk-up window? Can I have a delivery option? Maybe I build an app. These are all ways to solve the same problem in a new way. And in your own life, as you think about your school, your work, maybe your hobbies, your sports teams, there's things that you're doing that could be done better, right? So the second way to find problems is to think about what's already happening and just make it a little bit better. Steal that idea and improve on it. Now, a third way to solve a problem is to go to the community where people are talking about the problem. I think about this as the unbundling Reddit solution. So Reddit is a website online you might be familiar with where people talk around specific topics. Every page has a topic area. So you might go into the beauty section and learn how people are applying makeup. You might go into the plumbing section and learn how people are trying to jimmy rig pipes underneath their sink to prevent leaks. In all of these pages, people are talking around a topic, and you can see what are the problems that are coming up over and over and over for people within a specific area. So if it's beauty, people are maybe trying to apply makeup that's low cost, that looks good in front of a ring light as they make a TikTok video, right? So how do we solve that problem? Or in the plumbing example, how are they creating pipes that don't leak, that are easy to install, right? So this is a problem maybe people are talking about. So you can think about whether it's on Reddit, whether it's in person at your school, whether it's at a sports team, whether it's at a coffee shop, where are the potential customers hanging out and talking about the problem that you might want to solve? You might not even know what the problem is, but rather the interest that they have. So you might know that you're interested in beauty, but you don't know what the problem is yet. That's fine. Go to the community first. Let the community tell you what their problem is and then solve that. This avoids the biggest downfall of entrepreneurs, the same one that I've fallen into many times, which is falling in love with your idea instead of a problem. We want you to fall in love with the problem first, because if you fall in love with the problem, you can come up with multiple solutions instead of falling in love with your idea and trying to convince people they need it. Now, the fourth way that you can come up with a problem to solve, I like to think of as the professional services approach. I have a friend who did this. What he did is he went around to every dentist in his hometown and he just interviewed them. He said, "What's something that's hard about being a dentist?" And they talked about how it was hard to get people who called in to schedule an appointment, right? So he heard this at multiple offices. So just like you did in your LEAP and just like you did creating a solution, you can go talk to people in a specific industry. Just ask them what are the problems that they're having. Now, the beauty of this approach is you can get a very specific MVP, the very first opportunity to solve the problem, without actually building it. So what my friend did, he talked to the dentist, he found out that they had a problem when people called in getting their information in the computer. So then he told them, would you pay me $20 a month if I could solve that problem for you? When 10 people told him that they would pay him, then he decided to go build the solution. So you can take this approach of going to people and asking them their specific problems and asking them if they would pay for the solution, because you're then validating that observable problem and a willingness to solve it. So there's lots of different ways that we can come up with problems. This is the hardest part about being an entrepreneur, is finding a specific problem that people have and they're trying to solve. So use any of these techniques as you try to identify problems for your idea moving forward. You can head over to your nice launch map and put your problem in, and then we're going to come up with solutions to solve that problem.